Welcome to a new fragrance review. Today, we're going to talk about discounters, and I'm going to answer the question: are discounters legit? So, a lot of people, when they start in the fragrance world, they all buy their fragrance full price in the store where they sell fragrance, or drugstore where like it's part of the store. And buying fragrance like this is expensive. So at one point, we all finish to look at discounters to find online a little deal like that fragrance that worth like like $100, they sell it for $30, and you wonder, like, is it gonna be a real fragrance or is it gonna be a fake? Are they gonna scam you, or they're really selling the real deal? How are they selling something that's $100 for just $30? And to all these questions, there's an easy answer. And it's not like super easy, but there's an easy answer. Discounters are actually legit. Of course, there are people that try to scam other people. It's a little bit like if you go on marketplace. Some people will want to sell you good stuff, or on Craigslist for people in the US. If you go on those websites, some people will sell you the right thing and will be good, will be the condition they said it is and everything. And some people will try to scam you. And it's the same with discounters. Some places will try to scam you, but most of the time, it's not what's gonna happen. Discounter are business, and personally, as also a business coach, I'm not just reviewing fragrance in life, I'm also a business coach. I'm gonna tell you that if you're scamming people, it goes back to you again. So you cannot like scam people for years and years and years and years. You can do it, but your strategy will have to change, the method will have to change. Like that little email of the Nigerian prince that is needing like $1,000 and he's going to give you $1,000,000. We don't hear a lot of people talking about that specific scam anymore, and it's because it stopped working. At one point, those scams stopped working and they need to do it again. And that specific scam of the Nigerian prince, it had to change. It's probably another scam. I'm not really much into learning about scams, but those things change. And it's the same thing for this fake discounter. They get caught, they have to close their website, and then they open a new website. But at the opposite, when you're doing a legitimate business and you're making money out of that business and it keeps going, then you're getting more clients, it's getting better. In the end, nothing really stops you because what you're doing is legal. So in perfumery, it's the same thing. There will be real discounter and fake discounter, and the best way to distinguish a real discounter than a fake one is to look how long that discounter exists. Like, is it something that was created last month, or it's something that was created 5 years ago? If it was created 5 years ago, it's a really, really good indicator that it's legit. If it was created last month, doesn't mean that it's not legit, but it would be a good indication that something might be wrong. The best way to know if something is legit or not, also when you're having doubts, would be to go on the fragrance community on Facebook group, for example, and just ask for people from opinion from that website. In these cases, you're better off going to a group where there's a lot of people, or a small group where you trust everyone in the group. Because if there's people you don't trust, you don't know. If you go in whatever group, big or small, and you ask, is this thing legit? Maybe the person that do that scam will be there and say that, no, yeah, it's legit. But if you go in a big group and people say, no, it's not legit, and there's one person that says, yeah, it's legit, but every single other person say, no, it's not legit, then you know. That will be a good way to know for one discounter if it's legit or not. Now, the other question that a lot of people will ask themselves is why they sell the fragrance so cheap, and how can they find a way to get fragrance for that cheap. And also the answer for this is really easy, is where they buy the fragrance. You see, when you get company like Macy's or Sephora, Hudson Bay Company, that they buy fragrance, they go straight to the company that make the fragrance, like say Dior, for example. They go to Dior and they say, I want to buy 10,000 bottle of Sauvage. and they will ship them 10,000 bottles of Savage. And every fragrance company, every like company in the world will have different way to deal with how they do business with other business. There will be contracts and everything, but basically in the fashion world, which include perfumery, the company will say you have to pay that much. They will say, let's say you have to pay like minimum to charge a minimum, let's say $120 for that specific bottle, and the store can sell it $150 if they want, but they will have to sell it for at least $120. And what happened is that they buy that perfume for, let's say, $50, and then they sell it for $120. For a discounter, this is not how they are working. What they do is that they go see other business, smaller business that will want to sell those perfume, and it doesn't work. Let's say a little perfumery store, or sometimes it will be other markets. They will go to another country where the perfume people just cannot afford that big price that they're charging in the US or in Europe. So the price is cheaper and they're allowed to sell it for cheaper. So discounter find either those places or that are selling it cheaper and getting it cheaper here and sell it on their website for a profit. There's also some places where it's a little store. They cannot really keep so much inventory and they just want to get rid of some stuff, so they will sell it for cheaper than what they are allowed to discounters. There's also sometimes the fact that some company, they just don't work. Someone can open a store where they sell fragrance, they buy a lot of fragrance and they invest a lot of money, and in the end it doesn't work and he does bankruptcy. And when a company does bankruptcy, there's people coming and buying stuff from you, so you sell it cheaper. And this is another way discounter can have fragrances. They can get deal like that. They go to a company that did bankruptcy, they buy all the perfume for way cheaper than what it costs, and then they sell it back. And because they got it cheaper and they don't have a contract with the company that say you're obligated to sell it at this price, they can sell it to that specific price. That is whatever price they chose. So for example, Acqua di Gio, the original 100 milliliter of bottle Acqua di Gio, let's say Giorgio Armani says you're not allowed to sell it for less than $95. So stores, they won't sell it for less than $95. You'll see it probably for like $110, $120, and when they'll do a special, they'll put it maybe $95. Like good deal is the best deal they can do. Sometimes it will be a bit lower because the companies say, yeah, it's Christmas that's coming, we need to do a better deal, and then they will accept it. But that company doesn't work, and he bought it $50 and he just want to get rid of the Acqua di Gio, and another company will buy it for $50, the discounter, and since you don't have a contract, will sell it $60. And pretty much how it works. It's really simple, in fact. Now making it work for the business, it's whole other level, but the principle behind it, it's really simple. And there's other things you need to know if it's legit or not, but basically I think the best way is to ask the community. Go on a Facebook group, ask, is this legit? Is this not legit? Some places are absolutely legit, like Fragrance Buy. They are the best discounter in Canada. All legit, there's no problem with that. Sometimes there's companies that are less known, so it's a bit harder. Then that could be another way for you, like ask on those groups what are the most legit discounter, what are the best discounter, and see which one you like. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If it's the case, we'll like and share, and especially now that it's about discounter and are these things legit. If you have friends that are still wondering if discounters are legit, they're a bit afraid, share that video with them so they can be reassured. So thanks for watching and see you soon.